Why balance is a lie. Everyone is so obsessed with balance. Work-life balance, mental balance, emotional balance. But let me ask you something. When in history did balance ever create greatness? Balance sure create peace, but never create greatness. The truth is, balance is a myth sold to people who are scared of obsession. They're scared of working on something that's so hard. And if you want to be someone or build something meaningful, a business, a body, a life worth living, you need imbalance. You need focus. And you just need a season of full obsession, full locked in, okay? So I'm gonna show you why balance is a lie. First thing is the myth of constant harmony. You are not supposed to have everything perfectly aligned all the time. You're supposed to have seasons. So this is why I've come to realize that my year are spent in seasons. They are like, oh, this this year I did this and this and this. It's never is like that. I never do the same thing for a year straight on. It's always season of focus. There's a season for building, there's a season for rest, there's a season for learning, there's a season that I focus on my body, there's a season for health, all of those things. And each of these seasons can last 3 to 4 months or it can last a full year. Each of these come in season, but typically my season typically lasts up until 6 months. Every 6 months or so, I switch seasons. So the people who lose are the one that try to do everything at once. They spend all their day working out and learning how to cook. They travel, they socialize, they meditate, they build a business, they create a website. All they do all of that at once. And they wonder why nothing grows. Focus doesn't mean that you have to do it forever. It means that, oh, you just gotta do something for now, for the season that you're in. This is the mistake that I've always made when I've tried to do something new. I always try to fit a lot of things in my schedule. For example, like, oh, I had school. Okay, I have school, and then I had building a business. I started creating a business, and then push in, oh, uh, sports. I started doing sports, and then at the end, I also trying to learn how to do a piano. When I do all of those things at once, nothing succeed. Okay, so now instead of focusing on all of it, try to focus on 2 to 3 things. So if we were to end off your day without doing those 2 or 3 things, what would it be? For me, right now, the most important things is going to the gym and getting my body right. Okay, so that would be my most important thing. Even if I don't do work in the morning, that's fine. Or, oh, for me right now, building a business is most important. That means, oh, I had to sacrifice maybe learning the piano, or may I sacrifice going to school, or may I have to sacrifice some of my grades, you know? So stop trying to live in balance and start trying to live in certain rhythm. In this, I think of this as kind of like a melody. So in every melody, there's different notes, and each of the different notes convey a different feeling. Only in those melodies, you have a certain feelings. Each melody is just focused on one single feeling, so you don't have to switch up. You can't just mix a lot of um, melodies in one mix a lot of melodies that create different feeling so suddenly. You have to let it all play out before you switch to the next one. So the next is the cause of balance is death. So what I mean by that is balance might sound safe, but it kill deep work. It kill focus. When you try to balance everything, you dilute your attention, okay? You never go all in to something long enough to get extraordinary result. Think of like lifting weight. If you just keep switching exercise every 2 to 3 reps, you actually never grow a single muscle because if you just do okay lat raise for two, bicep curl for two, and then uh, push up for two, you never actually grow that muscle. You need to go to failure. It's obvious. You need to go to failure on each exercise, and then you rest, take another set, and then you go to failure there, take rest, take another set before you move on. So business essentially work the same way. You pick one system, one offer, one niche to work on, and then you just go into depth. You just really grind it out until it's failure, and you start judging, is this exercise really worth it? Because sometimes you just do the movement and then you feel it, but just okay, it really isn't hitting what I need to hit. And then you change to a different one. You don't try 10 different exercises at once and just do two at a time because you never really improve on all of them. Okay? So that is where leverage is built. That's where mastery happen, okay? This is how you create deep work depth on each of the thing. All right, last one. No, third one. The third one, not last one. Third one. Control and balance. So I'm not saying that you uh, should just completely focus on something until you burn out. Obsession without really any awareness to what's happening is really, really destructive. So the key to controlling imbalance is pick one area, just one area, business, fitness, learning, and then you go all in for just 90 days. Okay, for just 90 days. So 90 days is the reason why I pick 90 days is I feel like it's not so long where you regret what you're doing, but it is long enough for you to start seeing small result. So if you were to go and focus on uh, bodybuilding for 3 months, you would essentially gain a decent amount of some muscle, and then you start saying, okay, this is worth it now. Or if you were to go, okay, I want to focus on traveling for, if you were traveling for 3 months, you didn't waste that much time, but you can still figure out, oh, do I really want to travel? If you work on your business for 3 months, then you start seeing, you probably get your first client by then. Okay. So that's why I picked 90 days. And then from after 90 days, you let the rest take the back seat as temporary, okay? So you just once you're in that season, this is what I call season, that 90 season, you just completely focus on one thing and let the rest take a back seat. So for me right now, it's my body, like my health. So I'm gonna go all in for 90 days just to build great bodies, and then business and all of the other thing take a little bit of a break. But then afterward, you rotate it. That's how high performer move. It's not through balance, but through intentionally cycle what they focus on. Okay, so 90 days is never the 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 term that they're in. Some people, like the people that have done this a long time, often would just do it in a year. Like they would just focus on one thing for a year, and maybe 10, 20 years, who knows? But they'll cycle out through things differently, okay? So, so this is how essentially I got started more with my business, and I spent the first 3 months or so working on the business, doing the sales, and I switched back to focus on my body, and then another 3 month I switched back into business of just pure building. Like I just spent that 3 month pure building my system, and that's how I pure built my first ever automated business system. And just like that's just 3 months of absolutely okay. I need to improve. I need to improve. I need to improve. Where can I go? Where? How can I automate this? You can go to any party, no distraction, just completely building the machine. And I took as little class as I can to to still get my degree. And then after that, I just started running on its own. And that's when I found that real balance is not during your grind, it's after it. So think about when all these millionaires are talking about work-life balance, they're talking about after they already made the money, after they already built a car. None of work-life balance only happen once you have achieved the thing. Okay, so always is after it. Last one, the paradox of peace. Okay, so here's a paradox: the more that you chase balance, the more chaotic your life feels. But the moment that you surrender to focus, peace starts suddenly show up. Okay, peace doesn't come from doing less. It come from doing what matters deeply. Okay, because when you are fully absorbed and doing the right things, the noise will start just to disappear. That's just you're in a flow state. You have freedom. So like recently I've been discovering that if I just really focus on doing boxing or doing MMA classes, it really just locked me into zone. Once I'm in that class, I don't think about anything else. Not the future, not the past, no nothing. It's just me and the pad. So that's it. That's all there is to it. And then once I get home, the greatest feeling happens, and it's just eat when you're hungry, and then you just sleep when you're tired. It's as simple as that. So that's how you find peace. You don't chase, I need to get more, I need to just be more peaceful, blah, blah, blah. I have to find peace. Or no, peace just come to you. Peace is a byproduct. It's never is the result of something. It's always the byproduct. So that's pretty much it. Just to close off everything, you don't need a balanced life. You just need a directed one, because a sharp blade cut deeper than a dull one. So even if it's smaller. So forget balance and pick your obsession, give it everything, and then automate it, okay? Scale it, and then just move on to the next one, cycle it. So that's how you grow, not in balance, but in wave of focus, okay? So if that's pretty much it for today, and if you are a business worker or a business owner who are trying to target uh client that want to sell their business, then check out my course below on the seller generation course, and I'll show you how you don't need balance. You just need peer focus and peer automation so that you can get the client that you want. But other than that, later.